Happy St. Joseph Day. How wonderful that in the midst of the uncertainties of these days, the Church holds up for us as an example and as a beautiful guide, St. Joseph, who's our universal patron and the protector of the Church. He's such a powerful example for us and has been celebrated throughout the centuries all over the world. Today, if things had been normal, I would have been at two different celebrations in honor of St. Joseph. One at the Little Sisters of the Poor, who look to St. Joseph as their patron, and another at St. Joseph's in Waconia that would have been celebrating the 160th anniversary of their parish school. What an accomplishment. Huh? Unfortunately, those celebrations weren't able to occur because of the crisis that's before us. We have to certainly celebrate St. Joseph in any event. I'm hunkering down here in St. Joseph Hall in our Archdiocesan Center over on the east side of St. Paul that reminds us of the many ways in which the Church, even in our local vineyard, is very universal, very multicultural. Certainly it's a day when we can consider the wonderful things that St. Joseph offers to us by his example. We don't know all that much about St. Joseph from sacred scripture, but what we do know is that he was a just man, an honest man, and someone who was able to do what was right, even in difficult times. Consider the anxiety that must have faced him as he learned that his bride, Mary, was to be with child. Or imagine the pressures that would have been there when he learned that Herod so much wanted to find Jesus and do away with him, that he was willing to slaughter the innocents. Great pressures. And yet in the midst of that, Joseph had a keen ear for the Lord's desire. He was able to discern what it is that the Lord desired him to do, and he did it with great peace, with great calm, with great resolve. A few years back when I was with the Little Sisters of the Poor, they gave me this intriguing statue of St. Joseph asleep. And they reminded me that in sacred scripture that what we know about St. Joseph tells us that he often encountered the angel of the Lord while he was sleeping in his dreams. And so for St. Joseph, sleep was a place of encounter with God. They reminded me that this statue is a favorite of Pope Francis, who has this on his desk and places underneath the statue intentions that he wants St. Joseph to bring before the throne of Jesus. Now, I've been trying to follow that example in these years. Anytime I have anything that's troubling or disturbing or challenging, and I can tell you I have not just a few slips of paper, but a whole mound of papers these days. And I trust that St. Joseph is always interceding for our local church. All of us, my brothers and sisters, can rest assured and feel confident because of that wonderful care that St. Joseph offers to us. As we reflect on the role that he has played not only in the life of Jesus, but in the life of our church, being a favorite of so many saints, we know that we can turn to him in these difficult times as well as that rock, as that foundation who's going to help us to get through difficult times as well. So on this feast of St. Joseph, I invite you to join me in thinking about all of those intentions that you have, whether it be for health, whether it be for our healthcare workers and care providers, whether it be for peace, and take those intentions and place them mentally under the pillow of St. Joseph and trust that he, our universal patron and our protector, is going to take those prayers to the throne of his son, Jesus. St. Joseph did such an amazing job with Jesus. We can trust that he's going to offer that same kind of protective love to us. Thank you.